On to call for it and make the play is Rader to end the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. The end of an inning and a half. We're still scoreless. Roncalli looking to change that around the corner on the Roncalli Media Network.
While others focus on simply facilitating a transaction, Century 21 agents like Sarah Lux believe in the value of delivering extraordinary experiences by defying mediocrity and always giving you 121%. Find your new home or sell your current home with the best. Contact Sarah Lux at 502-6253 or online at listwithlux.com. That's Sarah Lux at listwithlux.com. Listwithlux.com.
A proud supporter of Roncalli High School, Indy Teledata provides IT solutions for businesses and organizations in central Indiana. For over 10 years, Steve Battiato and his team of professionals have provided comprehensive computing support, business telephone solutions, network infrastructure, and productivity suite integration. For a free evaluation of your technology needs, give Steve and his team a call at 317-231-5547 or visit us at indyteledata.com.
Bottom of the second inning from LaPinta Field with Chris Strykowski. I am Jimmy Cook. Tip of the cap as well to A.J. Ablong and our student video team. Doing a great job as always. But a busy week all across the board on the Roncalli Media Network, and it's not done. We'll get to that a little bit later tonight's broadcast. Parker Doherty leads off and hits one into center field for a base hit. Royals' first hit of the ball game. We'll have one aboard with no outs here in the bottom of the second inning.
Nice little piece of hitting. You mentioned this a couple times where hitting the ball where it's pitched. He didn't try to do too much. He got a good pitch to hit, and he just put it where the pitch dictated.
Doherty now 15 for 38. 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Hayden Scott, the center fielder, steps in. Scott 11 for 41, 2 homers and 12 RBIs. Short lead off first for Doherty. Pitch in the dirt, wild pitch. Doherty takes off. He's going to have second standing. And the Royals now a runner in scoring position, and if this does turn into what is shaping up to be a pitcher's duel, runs at a premium, I have to take advantage here with nobody out. Bottom of the second, runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and now the big question that you get into is, okay, this is your number 5 hitter. You got a 1-0 count. Do you do something to try and kind of manufacture a run and just try to move him over?
Scott awaits. The 1-0 from Reeves. Pitch fouled first base side of the play. Count 1-1.
I guess there's your answer. You're not bunting.
No small ball right now. Scott definitely has the power. Already gone yard twice. Pitch in the dirt, 2-1. A dancing lead for Doherty, but he's back to second. Expect the same once Reeves repositioned himself, and indeed it is. Short lead off second. Scott awaits the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Oh, no, delayed call. It's a strike. Correction. My apologies.
Yeah, he's given a little bit off that outside corner. He's one of those that's setting up on the inside, which is what umpires are taught to do. But it does make it a little bit harder to see that outside corner.
So 2-2 count. Doherty off second. Quick glance by Reeves. Double glance. Now pitch in the dirt. Blocked successfully by Steiner. But we're full.
So if you're Hayden right here, you kind of want to shorten up. You don't want to try to do too much. Just put the ball in play somewhere, hopefully on the right side of the field, and let your runner go.
3-2 downstairs. Walked him. Royals have runners on first and second here in the bottom of the second inning as J.J. Prendergast steps up to the plate.
J.J. Prendergast.
we were talking in our last broadcast about kind of the unwritten rules and the little things that you don't do. And, one little unwritten rule that I always had for my hitters was, what, if you get that ball four call, don't throw that bat away.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
Just a little too quickly. Don't give that umpire a reason to say, you know what, maybe you swung at that. Because that was really close.
Pitch outside. Now, again, to be clear, I've not been an umpire. I have no interest in being an umpire. They are probably the most mistreated of all the officials out there. When you hear all those arguments, do your job. The bat was thrown. You want to give a warning or say something to the player? That's fine. Don't need to change or misjudge a call. But I understand you're not advocating for that. You're merely passing along the wisdom pearls, and appreciate that. 2-0 count. Doherty, by the way, 14 for – or sorry, Prendergast, I beg your pardon, by the way, 11 for 31, 1 homer, 11 RBIs.
Just a big believer in don't give that guy any doubt.
Sure.
Pitch.
Runners go, but it's fouled back. They'll both head back. A double steal. Count now 2-1. So Royals reveal a little bit of their hand there.
With nobody out in the way things are going, I'd be awful tempted to try and bunt for a hit right here. You got the third baseman playing back. Bunt it right at him.
Scott off first, Doherty off second. 2-1, no outs. Pitch. Hammered but foul. Into the netting. First base side, count 2-2. Quick time, and Prendergast now steps back in. Awaits Reeves' delivery. Runners, generous lead off first and second. Pitch is hit towards third, and it's behind him. 1 run will score for the Royals, and they'll take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning.
Now, here's an interesting little question here. He bobbled the ball, picking it up in left field. The runner scores because he probably has a play on him if he doesn't make that bobble. Does that become an error?
I'm the wrong guy to ask. Not because I don't know, but because I'm marking it as an RBI.
Hometown book, and
Indeed.
you know what? I'm all right with that. Normal base hit, he'd score from that anyway, so we're good. All good.
So now the Royals with runners on first and second. Conversation being had by home plate umpire and Coach Antone.
Wonder if he's just kind of giving him a heads up, because that's JJ at first. Or did they bring in a courtesy runner for him?
It's Michael Schaefer out there.
I was looking down. Okay, so that is the courtesy runner.
Courtesy runner off first. Runners off second as well. Pitch, runners go, double steal. Throw to second base is not in time. He's safe. Royals steal both bases, second and third now. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. The aggressive base running paid off.
And I got to tell you, I am a fan of the aggressive base running. If you're going to be out here and you're going to play, let's play, Why play it safe? Got an opportunity for a big inning, make it a big inning, especially against the team, the quality of a Cathedral Irish.
Maddox Hayworth, 8 for 32, no homers, 8 RBIs. Royals in business to 1-0 count. Runners on second and third. Pitch swung on towards third base. They'll throw home, and the tag is made. So they'll have runners on the corners now with 1 out. Diving head first was Hayden Scott, but Cathedral makes the right play there, at least in terms of run security. They get the out at home. And in that situation with everybody going on contact, Scott had no chance.
Yeah, that's one of those times when the contact plays. I think I mentioned this in our first broadcast. With the contact play, it's realistically contact except one guy. If you hit it to one guy, that third baseman who's already playing in, that's the one time you don't want to go. Unfortunately, you can't predict when that's going to come.
Yeah. Drew Nelson now the third baseman up. Fouls it back behind home plate. Count 0-1. Nelson 11 for 43. No homers, 8 RBIs. Royals runners on the corners. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. They lead 1-0. Pitch. In there for a strike. Count 0-2. Schaefer off third. Hayworth off first. Nelson 256 on the season. Reeves 0-2. Outside 1-2. Well, you mentioned your aggressive base running. You trying to steal second, remove the double play here, or are you letting this at bat play out?
You know, at 1-2, no. Just because I mean it's still easy to pitch out.
Pitch. Swing and a miss. Runner goes after the swing and a miss, though. So Royals will, I believe, have second base after that. So runners now on second and third, 2 in scoring position. And it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Rudy Shutley, the left fielder. First strikeout today for Irish pitching. Shutley 4 for 24, no homers and 4 RBIs. Pitch.
It's actually the second strikeout. Raiders struck out in the first.
I mislabeled that. You live and you learn.
There you go.
2 Ks for Irish pitching.
That's why you do it in pencil. Oh, wait, no, you're doing it in pen.
Where's the iPad out, Mr. Tech Guy?
You know what? I decided this game.
1-0. Foul
and
back.
it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying the iPad. It was the thought was, okay, I'll have all my stats and everything up on the iPad, and then wait, no Wi-Fi.
Sure.
Okay. There goes that idea.
I fixed that. Just put a big K right over
There you
the box. We're good. 1-1 count to Shutley. Runners off second and third. 2 outs here. Bottom of the second. Royals lead 1-0. Reeves 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Way out in front of that. Probably a changeup right there.
Shutley not a large sample size. Just 24 at bats. Batting 167 in that small sample size, though. Reeves gives a head nod, glances at the runners. 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. Good take there by Shutley.
Big opportunity right here. You've got the second baseman kind of playing over towards the base. There's a lot of space in between first and second. Now, of course, now that I say that, he's moving over, but be nice to get something to roll through there.
Runners on second and third. 2-2 is hit foul. Third base side out of play. All the way to the batting cages.
Yeah, actually hit a tree.
Everybody all good over there. We'll do it again. 2-2 your count, 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Royals with runners on second and third trying to get some massive runs of luxury. Bottom of the second inning. Pitch. Hit in the air, but foul. Third base side once again.
Just
nearly
about the same spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, good on Shutley to battle.
And
At
we've
minimum.
exhausted our supply of baseballs already.
Well, that'll quickly be rectified, no doubt.
If nothing else, when this is all said and done, you're getting a quality at bat by your number 9 hitter right here.
You'll take that every day.
You'll take that every day. Absolutely. Get a few more pitches thrown. Get everybody else behind him to see what he's got in the arsenal.
Fresh baseballs being grabbed all the way up here in the press box / locker room, clubhouse.
Now, the absolute best way to cap off a quality at bat, go roll it through the right side.
Score 2. Shutley ready. Reeves ready. Runners ready as well. 2-2. Upstairs, and we're full. And now it's suddenly a real golden opportunity for Shutley because either put it in play or drawing a walk here for best case scenarios for Roncalli. That'd bring back up Dylan Henry at the top of the order with the bases loaded in theory. 3-2. Foul, same spot, behind third base side. And we'll do it again.
And we've talked about this guy a couple of times, but that's one of the things I really miss about having Anthony Rizzo on the Cubs, and I'm sure you're seeing a lot with the Yankees, is he's one of those guys that gets in there and gets 2 strikes on him and he'll just foul off pitch after pitch after pitch after pitch.
Refuses to be put away.
And then winds up just getting a little poke somewhere and getting on base.
Or porch him and right. That's always fun,
That's
too.
good.
3-2. Fouled again. You want to guess where it went? Third base side. Not quite as far this time. Hit the netting. Count 3-2. And the frustration's growing a bit on the Cathedral side of things. Shutley playing the role of irritant. Hoping to play the role of run producer instead. Reeves looks in. Runners on second and third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Royals lead 1-0. Reeves delivers to Shutley. Pitch is hit towards shortstop. Fielded cleanly, and the throw is in time. So the Irish do get out of trouble, but not before the Royals draw first blood. At the end of 2 innings of play, Roncalli 1, Cathedral 0 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Steve's Flowers and Gifts is your family-owned Indianapolis and Greenwood florist. Our mission is to establish and maintain the highest level of floral value and customer service at comfortable consumer prices. For the best and freshest flowers in Indianapolis and surrounding areas, Steve's Flowers and Gifts has exactly what you're looking for. Check out our wide selection of flower arrangements to make your next occasion memorable. Call 317-787-3431 or visit us at 3150 East Thompson Road.
When looking for reliable HVAC professionals, look no further than Anne and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Anne and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Anne and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Anne and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Well, we go to the top of the third inning. Royals lead 1-0. Top an RBI from the home scorecard by J.J. Prendergast. Prendergast on the mound, as you would expect. Pitch is in there for a strike. Count 0-1. Eli Sensabaugh, the second baseman, up for the Irish. Sensabaugh 1 for 16, just 18 plate appearances total in 8 games. No homers, 2 RBIs. Pitch in there for a strike, 0-2. And this continues. The word of the day is dealing in terms of J.J. Prendergast on the mound.
Indeed.
Ahead 0-2 here. Prendergast looks in. Deals the 0-2. Oh, nearly curved back. Blue says no. Count 1-2.
I don't know that I'd take that pitch a second time.
That's good advice. You should charge for that. 1-2. Just missed. Other side. 2-2.
What was it the Joker said? If you're good at something, never do it
Never
for free.
do it for free. Indeed. Yes.
A lot of truth there.
A lot of great one-liners in that movie.
For my money, the best Joker rendition there is.
No argument here. 2-2. Just missed again. 3-2.
Wow. We're getting an inch or two off that corner a little while ago. What changed?
That's a good question. It's a great question. 3-2 count. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Continuing to deal with Prendergast. Strikeout number 5 on the evening. And we're back to the top of the order with Carson Johnson, who struck out his first time back in the first inning.
And Johnson and the batter right after him, Gargett, those are the 2 guys that we were talking about earlier, that every offensive category, these guys are at the top. So keeping these guys off base is big.
Pitch upstairs, count 1-0.
Definitely don't want to fall behind.
No. No, sirree. As they will punish you. 1-0 pitch. Just missed. 2-0. Prendergast looks in to Roselli, the 2-0. Upstairs, and that's 3 straight kind of upstairs for Prendergast.
Starting to kind of fall off a little bit, leave the ball up. He needs to, kind of reset himself, get his foot position, his landing position intact, and really follow through.
Prendergast delivers a 3-0.
Much
in
better
there for a strike.
Much better
3-1.
form that time.
Yep. Johnson still in a hitter's count, though. Prendergast 3-1. In there for a strike, and we're full.
Dial that in now. Still got to come to him. Still can't play around. You still got to come to him, but you're in a much better position right now.
Pitch selection would kind of be dictated by the way the corners have shrunk or expanded. 3-2 is swung on and missed, but it's fouled just barely. Just got a tiny, tiny nick on the bat. So we'll stay full 3-2 and do it again. Prendergast, 3-2. In the dirt, and he walked him. So with 1 out here in the top of the third, the Irish have their third base runner of this ball game.
32, Caius Gargett.
We'll bring up Caius Gargett, the shortstop, who had a single, got all the way to third as well. A couple stolen bases and moved around in that first inning.
We'll want to pay attention over at first. Johnson is one of the leaders in steals.
Throws over to first, does Prendergast. Back easily is Johnson.
JJ being a left-hander does throw, kind of a monkey wrench into things. It's immensely harder to steal off of those left-handers.
Pitch outside 1-0. 50 stolen bases to Striker's point. 50 stolen bases on the year for Cathedral. Gargett, who's currently in the box with 11, 10 for Johnson.
There he goes.
He goes. That's swung on, popped in the air towards the Cathedral dugout first base side. Give it a brief look. Did Hudspeth, but it's well past that into the trees. Count 1-1.
And that's a win for us because he got a tremendous jump off of a left-handed pitcher right there.
Yep. Where does the aggression stand for the Irish in terms of showing their hand here? Send Johnson again. They will not, but it's swung on and hit in the air into center field. It'll drop in for a base hit. Johnson takes off. The helmet's on the ground. He'll go to third standing. And runners on the corners for the Irish with 1 out here in the top of the third. As the single by Gargett moves Johnson 90 feet away from tying this game.
And you knew you weren't going to keep these bats down the entire game. So when you get your opportunities, you really got to take advantage of them. When you get when you battle all the way back and then walking, that really, really kind of hurts. When you have the last inning where we got second, third, and nobody out, and you only score 1 run, you hope that doesn't kind of come back to haunt you later.
Right. Where you get into a little bit of trouble though now is now you really have to worry about. You shouldn't, but it's hard not to worry about the stolen base opportunity of Gargett. The team's leading base stealer. He's going to take off. The throw will be cut off. And now the Irish have 2 in scoring position. Base hit would give the Irish the lead. Pitch was a ball as well. So count now 1-0. JT Steiner reached his first time back in the first inning. Pitch, swing and a miss, count 1-1.
And I think if you're the Royals here, you gotta continue to play the game. It's only the third inning. You still do have the lead. I don't think you pull anybody in. They haven't so far. I don't think you're playing for runs just yet.
1 out, 2 on, 1-1. Just missed inside. Count 2-1 for Prendergast. Back in the first inning, opening strikeout dealt by Prendergast. Then he allows 2 base runners, strikeout, ground out to get out of the jam. Count 1-2. So hoping to have a similar reaction here. That pitch is fouled back. First base side, count 1-2. If you could replicate that, I know you might be asking a lot out of Prendergast, but you get a strikeout here, and you're back in a little bit of a breathing opportunity where you're back in control of the inning, regardless of the runners. Steiner awaits. Prendergast 1-2. Runners lead. Pitch upstairs 2-2.
Definitely not getting the high strike tonight.
Nope. Unless it's 3-0 or 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Outside that, not a lot of grace. Prendergast checks the runners. Short lead off second and third. 2-2. Fouled first base side into the netting.
If you're JJ and you've got some sort of a breaking pitch that you haven't shown yet, something that has a lot of bite to it, not something that's going to hang up there, this is a good spot to play it.
Runners lead. Pitch is hammered but foul down the first base line. Went to the far batting cages there in right field. So Prendergast once again having to deal with Steiner. Runners lead, second and third, one out, top of the third inning. Pitch is fouled back. That remains 2-2.
That was one of those that was a fraction of an inch away from a strikeout, and also a fraction of an inch from getting hit a long way.
Glance at the runners and the pitch. Hit in the air. Down the first base line, trickling foul, will go foul. And up right there back into the batting cages.
Was curious if that one was going to hang up because the wind's been changing all afternoon. It's been blowing in, it's been blowing across. Wasn't sure if that one was gonna stay in for us.
Two pitch is hit towards third base and misplayed into center field. One run will score for the Irish. Another one comes around. The throw home is high, and the Irish score 2 to take the lead 2-1 here in the top of the third. It was a tough play.
Yeah, it just kind of crawled up his arm, and the thing that compounds that is after it crawls up his arm, it didn't stick. It didn't stay there. It kind of kept going. It launched itself like the Dukes of Hazzard going off a ramp.
Sure,
I'll date myself a little bit, but then you get in the throw to home, and now you allow the runner to take second base.
So Nelson just couldn't get underneath it in time or get his glove in right position to have a scoop opportunity. The Irish offense, as Coach mentioned, he knew was going to break through eventually. And now Patrick Mazzar, the left fielder, into the box. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Mazer ground out his first time.
That's
Runner
Bennett.
on second still for the Irish. My apologies. Eli Bennett, the first baseman. Struck out his first time back in the first inning. Steiner off second. Royals trying to get out of this inning. But any further runs tacked on. Pitch outside, 1-1. Well, if you're Prendergast, as tough as it is out there on the island, out there on the mound, got to regroup. That is hammered into center field. Back near the fence with plenty of space is Scott. He'll throw in. It'll be cut off, so sliding into third as the sac fly moves the runners. But 2 away.
The left fielder, number 7, Patrick Mazzar.
So really important if you're the Royals. Okay, you gave up the lead, but let's make sure we leave it right here. That runner at third's got to stay there.
Now we'll bring up Patrick Mazer, the left fielder. Grounded out his first time. Pitch outside, 1-0. Well, Prendergast, especially at the start of the inning and carrying it back over to the top of the second. Well, he was dealing in full command, but it hit around a bit here. Pitch fouled back. 1-1. And to some extent, to be expected. You've stressed that a couple of times, and we knew that going in, how talented the Irish are on the offensive side. But hate to see it just unravel as quickly as it has here in the top of the third.
Yeah, especially with the way those first 2 innings went.
Yep.
Quality pitching throughout.
1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. That one too appetizing for Mazur to lay off. But if you're looking for positives and just larger angles as this ball game unfolds, the offense is going to produce at some point for Cathedral. All right, stop it at 2. Get out of this half inning down just a run, and they will indeed. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 delivery as Mazur goes down. 6th strikeout for J.J. Prendergast, but the Irish finally get some life on the offensive end through 2.5 innings of play. Cathedral 2, Roncalli 1. Royals up to bat after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
While others focus on simply facilitating a transaction, Century 21 agents like Sarah Lux believe in the value of delivering extraordinary experiences by defying mediocrity and always giving you 121%. Find your new home or sell your current home with the best. Contact Sarah Lux at 502-6253 or online at listwithlux.com. That's Sarah Lux at listwithlux.com. Listwithlux.com.
Sports fans, it's Mark Maloney with JC Bank. Whether tailgating or listening to the game at home, JC Bank invites you to BYOB. Be your own branch. Got a laptop with Wi-Fi or a smartphone? Well, BYOB 24/7 with JC Bank's online and mobile banking options. Hey, you can even apply for a mortgage online with JC Bank. And remember, we're happy to serve you at one of our local JC Bank offices too. And we'll be opening soon in Greenwood. Get in the game at jcbank.com/BYOB. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. Royals in a hole for the first time tonight. I'm Jimmy Cook along with Chris Strykowski. First pitch of this bottom of the third is outside 1-0. Dylan Henry, leadoff man for the Royals, back at the top of the order. Ground out his first time. Pitch in there for a strike, 2-0.
And I think the important thing here for the
Correction, 1-1.
Royals,
I apologize. Sorry, go ahead.
For the Royals here is, okay, you know what, they scored 2 runs. Okay, they've got a good offense. Okay, they're highly ranked. But you know what, we're pretty good too. So no reason to panic, no reason to start pressing or do things that you wouldn't normally do. Keep going with the game plan. No reason to get out of sync here.
One fouled behind home plate. 1-2.
As the guys came in, my message as a coach would have been, okay, they scored. We knew they would, so what? Now let's go do ours.
It's a mentality you got to have. 1-2. Fouled back. Tough pitch. Kind of jammed him up there a little bit, but lucky enough to battle off was Henry. We'll get another opportunity at it. One-two from Reeves to Henry. Pitch. Fouled back again. Same result. Right behind home plate.
Little quirk here. Dylan Henry playing a little bit of catcher. You don't see many catchers that bat lead off on any team.
So 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Tried his best there to frame that, did Steiner, but to no avail.
Little too much framing. Sometimes sometimes you can pull it so much that the umpire in his brain goes, okay, that couldn't have been a strike.
Right.
If you're pulling it that much, couldn't have been a strike.
2-2. Hammered into left field. Back at the track, at the wall. She's gone, and we're tied at 2. Dylan Henry all the way to the fence and beyond. His first home run of the season. And Roncalli has evened things up at 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And I'm here to tell you, folks, that is a monster shot here tonight. That takes some doing on a night like tonight with the wind blowing in a little bit. It's kind of cold to get that ball out that far. That's a gargantuan shot right there.
And he gets the jumbo hat to boot.
Here's your big word, gargantuan.
Should have saved that for the hat.
Well, okay, he had the hat there too. Gets a double meaning.
Pitch. And there for a strike. Count 0-1 to Sam Rader. Struck out his first time. Roncalli suddenly a breath of new life here at La Pinta Field. Pitch is hammered into center field. Going to be a tough play. It will get past for a base hit. Wanting extra bases is Rader. He's into second with a double.
I'm pretty sure that would have been a double anyways, but that took a really funky hop once it hit the ground. Yep. It hit the ground and took almost a 90-degree bounce away from the center fielder.
It's those well-placed water sprinkler system from Coach Sims.
Yeah, there you go.
All jokes aside, in case there's a Cathedral fan listening here. Just kidding. Strictly jokes, folks. Just jokes.
There are no trap doors in our outfield, I promise.
We only use them for the away team. I don't understand what the issue is. Pitch in the dirt. Count 1-0. Rader off second.
And now here's kind of the opposite side of things for Tanner. You know what? You got the big swing from Dylan right there. No need to try and match that. Just put the ball in play.
Hudspeth flied out his first time back in the first inning. Reeves a quick glance over to second. The second glance enough for Tanner to ask for time. It's granted. And he'll step back in. One 0. 2-0.
And this is a spot where I'd be telling Tanner one pitch, one spot. Have one pitch and one spot and hit it if it's there.
2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1.
That would probably not have been the spot I would have.
Did you think so? No.
Something where you can get your arms extended, you can get them out away from your body. Something you can drive.
Short lead off second for Rader. Tied at 2. Pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now. And you mentioned it. Maybe Rader trying to do a little too much there.
And now with two strikes on Tanner, he's really got to just kind of settle in and just take what they give you. Hit the ball where it's pitched.
Rader nice lead off second. Reeves takes a glance. Thought about a throw over. Pitch. Outside, and we're full.
Got him to swing at that last pitch. That was in a very similar spot. Tried to get him to chase again. So good discipline by Tanner.
Three-two count, no outs. Bottom of the 3rd inning. We're tied at 2. Short lead off second. Payoff. Just missed, and we're full. Or we've got a walked base, I should say. Beg your pardon. So now Royals runners on first and second. No outs here in the bottom of the 3rd, and a grand opportunity against this Cathedral Irish staff to get back in front.
They're out there talking about signals, and I don't know if Rader's picking anything up or not. But one thing that I would definitely not do, I wouldn't be very aggressive on the bases right here, just because of who you got at the plate. Doherty's come through in a lot of big situations. He's got a little bit of power to him. I wouldn't want to take the bat out of his hand.
Runners lead first and second. Nobody out. A little dancing out there on second. Pitch is in the dirt. Count 1-0.
Now, little things like that are absolutely perfectly fine, simply because the more you can get that pitcher to pay attention to you at second base, the less he's paying attention and focusing in on hitting that strike zone.
But as always, proceed with caution because we've already seen it on one broadcast this year. 1-0 pitch in there for no, it's just outside. Reeves looked over quickly to the dugout for a second. I was going to find the corner. Instead, it's 2-0. You got to be careful with that line of jab steps and trying to get in the pitcher's head. Fall asleep, get lackadaisical, and all of a sudden it's a pickoff, and this golden gem of opportunity goes away. Runners lead first and second, nobody out. Runner goes, trying to steal third, and in a pickle. And a run down is Rader. And did they place the tag? They did. So Rader thought about taking off to third. He did indeed. Didn't fully commit, and by the time he tried to hit the brakes, he was in no man's land. The only bright side, I suppose, is that it gave Hudspeth enough time to get to second. So you still have a runner in scoring position, but one less base runner with one out here in the bottom of the third. 2-0. Outside, 3-0.
And that's exactly why I would. I don't know if it was a called steal or if he did it on his own, but man, you got a 2-0 count. You got it now to 3-0. You had a chance to maybe have the bases loaded.
3-0. Hit in the air into left field. Drifting foul. Trying to make a play on it is Mazer, and he does to make the catch. And now there's two away. And if you're in the Cathedral dugout, you breathe a brief sigh of relief as all of a sudden you're back in control of this third inning.
The center fielder, number 9, Hayden Scott.
We'll bring up Hayden Scott. He walked his first time back in the second inning. Tied at 2 here, bottom of the third from LaPinta Field. Royals at one point had 2 on and no out. Now just 1 on and 2 out, thanks to some unfortunate miscommunication on the base paths and a fly out. Pitch. Just missed. 1-0. Now we'll have a brief conversation between Steiner and Reeves.
And with that conversation, good opportunity for everybody to know that tomorrow night the boys track and field team is going to be going for the Circle City Conference Championship at Bugarin Catholic. If you're in the area, we'd love you to stop by. Cheer on the Royals.
Royals always appreciate the support. 1-0. Hit foul, first base side, out of play. Count 1-1. Hudspeth off second.
Looks like we got a pinch runner coming in. Kyle Walker, senior Kyle Walker getting an opportunity here.
For the Royals, number 3, Kyle Walker.
Walker off second.
A little premature. The home plate umpire still trying to write his name on the scorecard. Can maybe relax for a couple more seconds.
Umpire still getting himself and his bearings right. Now ready to go behind the dish. Count 1-1. 2 outs here, bottom of the third. Royals already a monster home run to tie this game. Looking to add more. Fake of a throw over by Reeves. Steps off, now steps back on. Walker short lead off second. 1-1 to Scott. Well outside. Good block by Steiner. Able to get his mitt on that and corral it. Count 2-1. We'd assume with the pinch running choice, Royals trying to take advantage of the premium on runs. Pitch swung on and fouled into the dirt behind home plate. Count now 2-2. They know how talented Cathedral is, and they know that any run is of the highest value.
Absolutely.
But they need one in play. Give an opportunity for Walker to turn on the Jets. Scott awaits. 2-2 from Reeves. Outside, we're full, Well, now you wonder what Scott decides here because, I mean, in theory, even a walk here, not the necessarily end of the world for you in terms of how you've handled this inning. Or do you give something to hit to Scott? Pitch. Fouled back, third base side. Count 3-2 still.
And I'd like to see Hayden be a little aggressive here. You know, you're going to be protecting anyways. You wanna make sure you cover up those corners. But man, a ball in play is really kind of the shot in the arm they'd like to get.
Walker ready to go on contact. Pitch is hit towards shortstop. Throw to first is stopped with a pick of absolute perfection by Bennett. That would have got behind him. That scores one, but Bennett able to pick it on the low throw and put the Royals away, but not before a monster shot from Dylan Henry to left to lead things off here in the bottom of the third. It ties us at 2 through 3 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Sports fans, it's Mark Maloney with JC Bank. Whether tailgating or listening to the game at home, JC Bank invites you to BYOB. Be your own branch. Got a laptop with Wi-Fi or a smartphone? Well, BYOB 24/7 with JC Bank's online and mobile banking options. Hey, you can even apply for a mortgage online with JC Bank. And remember, we're happy to serve you at one of our local JC Bank offices too. And we'll be opening soon in Greenwood. Get in the game at jcbank.com/BYOB. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
So we go to the top of the fourth inning. Royals right back in this ball game against Cathedral Irish. Monster homer to left by Dylan Henry. RBI for Prendergast back in the second. The Roncalli scoring. 2-run RBI double by JT Steiner in the third gave the Irish that 2-1 lead before the Dylan Henry homer. Prendergast back there on the mound for Roncalli. As David Ayers, the third baseman, steps in. Ayers struck out his first time, one of 6 strikeouts for Prendergast today. Pitch, pop foul, third base side, count 0-1. In terms of the way you're approaching this part of the order for Prendergast, having the lead back, anything change about your approach?
Really, it's going to be business as normal. I want to try to pound the zone. I definitely want to do that early. Just want to go at the hitters. Challenge
pitch
them.
Downstairs 1-1.
Challenge them and make them use the bat. You know what? Make them put it in play. Let our guys go out and make plays.
Prendergast looks into Roselli. 1-1. Nearly went around, but able to check his swing. 2-1. Pitch. Another ball, 3-1 now for Prendergast. And we highlighted his struggles a bit back in the third, not wanting a repeat formula of that here in the fourth. 3-1. Hit towards first, grounded that way, fielded cleanly, and stepping on the bag is Hudspeth, and there's one away.
Yeah, not really sure. I mean, it's been a long week. They've had several games. They're going to have another game tomorrow night at Perry Meridian. Not really sure where they're at pitching staff wise, but if this were another inning where he's throwing a lot of pitches, he's getting behind hitters, might be a time where you start to see the bullpen get busy.
Pitch. Called ball. Count 1-0. Xander Carnahan in the box on the 1-0 delivery, and there for a strike, 1-1. Struck out his first time back in the second inning. It's a 2-strikeout inning for Prendergast back in the second. 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1. Two one, popped up in a shallow center. Coming on is Doherty to make the catch, and there's 2 down. Good communication. You can hear it all the way from the Royals. You don't highlight that really at the other levels as much, but particularly at the high school level, fundamentals intact there by Roncalli fielding.
Yeah, especially at this field because, one of the little quirks about this field is that it backs up to I-65, and communication from the infield to the outfield can be really, really tricky, especially over there on the right field side.
Pitch just upstairs, 1-0 to Tommy Davey, number 8 hitter. Flied out his first time back in the second inning. Tied at 2 here, top of the fourth, 1-0. Inside, nearly got him. Count 2-0. We talk about Royal pitching. Impressive outing from Sean Byrne against Covenant Christian back on Tuesday night. And Maddox Hayward last night went the distance on the mound. 7-inning shutout, 1-hit ball. Pitch fouled back, first base side of the play. 5 strikeouts to his name. By comparison, as we mentioned, a Tuesday outing. 6 innings for Sean Byrne, a shutout for him as well. 4 strikeouts, and even though Coach Antone told us it was never a conversation, we like to joke about it here in the press box. Could have had a complete game there. Pitch, swing, and a miss. 2-2. Seeking strikeout number 7 is J.J. Prendergast.
A sneaky 7.
Pitch. Just missed, and we're full.
You thought about it.
Everybody thought about it.
Hey.
Davey awaits.
Number 9 hitter. No reason to get cute. Go right at him.
3-2. He did, but it missed. And the 9 hitter is aboard, which sends us back to the correction, it sets us right back, I should say, to Eli Sensabaugh.
The second baseman, Eli Sensabaugh.
So the 8 hitter there.
Oh, I missed somebody. Oh, I see what I did. See, I'm doing it on paper tonight, and I get it all messed up because it's on the wrong box.
I'm not going to totally throw you under the bus here, but like I own my error. I'm just hearing some excuses over there from their side of the press box. I don't know what's going on.
Just
wild pitch, runner goes and advances to second.
Just explaining what I did wrong. My bonehead move. I have no problem wearing that.
No, I know. I'm just playing. So the iPad coming back then, our next broadcast?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
I change with the wind, man.
Sensabaugh struck out his last time. Pitch. And there for a strike, 1-1.
We'll just erase that right there. Never got on base. We're good.
1-1. Runner leads off second. Hit in the air into right field. Coming under is Doherty to make the catch and end the inning. 1 left for the Irish at the end of 3.5 innings of play. We're tied at 2 with Roncalli coming to bat on the Roncalli Media Network.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk-Veldoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk-Veldoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk-Veldoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655. A proud supporter of Roncalli High School, Indy Teledata provides IT solutions for businesses and organizations in central Indiana. For over 10 years, Steve Battiato and his team of professionals have provided comprehensive computing support, business telephone solutions, network infrastructure, and productivity suite integration. For a free evaluation of your technology needs, give Steve and his team a call at 317-231-5547 or visit us at indyteledata.com.
Back here at LaPinta Field, bottom of the fourth inning. J.J. Prendergast leading things off for Roncalli. Fouls back the initial offering, count 0-1. Well, Stryker, I took the under regrettably, but it took us till the bottom of the fourth inning before our very own Jason Sims is sending me mocks. That's where we've reached. Not only mocks, but draft simulations.
You know, I actually had a student in class today who came up to me and said, happy high holy day of NFL football. And I said, what are you talking about? That's the Super Bowl. That's not today.
1-1,
but
it is popped in the air into shallow center, actually just in the infield dirt. That curved back in, and the play is made, albeit a bit dangerously, by Gargett. Nearly lost it, and there's one away.
So that got me thinking, if the Super Bowl is like the high holy day, let's call it Christmas, okay? If the Super Bowl is Christmas, where in the liturgical calendar does the NFL draft fall? Is it Easter?
It's got to be, yeah.
Is it a Pentecost? Is it there's a lot of options that you could go with. I guess everybody's probably got their own opinion on that, but
it's a great question. There's a couple jokes that I have, but I don't think they're appropriate for RMN Airways. I'll tell you off air. Pitch outside 2-0. Something tells me morbid humor doesn't play well with our demo. 2-0 is swung on and hit in the air into left field. Back at the fence, making the catch is Mazer. He had to do a quick double take and go 2 steps back. Thought he was going to have plenty of space, but ultimately does make the play.
The ball is obviously carrying out to left field.
So Hayworth flies out. That'll bring up Drew Nelson.
The third baseman, number 6.
Struck out his first time back in the second inning.
So with us bringing up the draft, I got to ask you this question. As a guy who works in sports radio.
Pitch upstairs, 1-0.
Yeah, are you just exhausted at this point? I personally, as a sports fan, it seems like the draft is a little bit later than it's been in years past, and it just seems exhausting.
Pitch in there for a strike, count 1-1.
I'm almost more relieved that the draft is here so we can quit talking about the draft.
You know, I was but a wee lad. Pitch when it was Peyton's turn for the Colts back in '99. And I was here in this very campus when Andrew Luck was selected. So, obviously plenty of time to process that. But it was a foregone conclusion for both those. 1-2, swung on, hit towards third. Throw is in time to end the inning. So I'll close with this. I think I speak for Colts fans when I say the foregone conclusion of it all, even though you can go back and forth with the Leaf Manning debate, but the foregone conclusion, at least of Luck, was just something nice to put your head on the pillow every night. This thing, not so much.
Yeah.
If I never have to hear Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, or C.J. Stroud again, well, at least until September, I'll be fine. So that's all I have, at least in this session. We'll have plenty of time, though, I'm sure, in the top of the fifth to open up that can of worms yet again. Through 4 innings of play, we're tied at 2. Roncalli and Cathedral, the rivalry renewed here on the Roncalli Media Network.
Never lose your drive to deliver. Today's logistics marketplace is an ever-changing landscape where you can make your mark through dedication and passion. At Spot, these characteristics, along with drive and teamwork, form the basis for a rewarding, fast-paced career. Take it from our Roncalli co-founder and our dynamic group of Royals alumni. They've never lost the entrepreneurial spirit that provides the foundation for our continued success. There's never been a time like this, and there has never been a partner like Spot. We're relentless. We are experts. We are accomplished, and like you, we will never lose our drive to deliver. Come find your Spot at spotinc.com/careers. Go Royals! Hey, maybe the summer blew by and your child hasn't been to his or her back-to-school eye exam. Let the experts take a look and schedule an appointment today with Vision Quest Eye Care. Vision Quest has 2 locations to serve you and your family in Greenwood and Geist. Visit VisionQuestEyeCare.com and schedule today. That's VisionQuestEyeCare.com.
We go to the top of the 5th inning, all tied at 2 between Roncalli and Cathedral. With the coach, Chris Strykowski, I'm Jimmy Cook. Prendergast deals initial offering in there for a strike, 0-1 to Carson Johnson, who struck out and walked so far today. Pitch fouled back behind home plate, count 0-2.
That was almost a self-defense kind of swing there. It was inside, it was high. He just barely got a piece of it before it hit him.
But diving into the count at hand, 0-2, just upstairs. If you're Prendergast, however you can get it, to take command right off the bat here in the 5th, considering the up and down at times in the 4th and the 3rd, would be a very nice bright spot for the Royals.
Not to mention against this guy.
Pitch outside 2-2, though, as we say that. A trot out to the bullpen.
It's
so
like
Luke Green, yep. Some action as well in the Cathedral bullpen out in right field. 2-2 to Johnson. Just missed 3-2.
The man himself, John Wirtz, joining us up here. The man, the myth, the legend.
Indeed. It was good to see, Coach. Swing and a miss for Prendergast. Strikeout number 7 for JJ.
And getting that strikeout just completely changes the complexity of this inning. You know, last inning allowing him to get on base via the walk kind of set the stage for them to get back in the game. Striking him out and putting him on the bench, it just has a completely different feel to it.
Talked about dictating the proceedings. Prendergast so far doing that here in the 5th. Pitch outside, 1-0.
You know, I decided here to ditch the chair so I could get a little better view of things. The chair was killing me for a little bit. So I was standing up here and I see a bunch of youngsters playing outside of left field there.
Pitch is hit towards third base and through for a base hit. So reaching is Gargett. He's 3 for 3 on the day. And a runner aboard for the Irish here in the top of the 5th with 1 man out.
But seeing him out there working on some base running skills, maybe a little hot box, a little pickle, something like that, just reminded me this would be a great time for people to go online to athletics.roncalli.org and sign up for those summer camps. Get some great value, get some great coaching, and just become a better athlete.
Gargett steals. Throw is not in time. Just a slight delay on the throw, but also a beautiful jump by Gargett. So he's in scoring position. The Irish try to retake the lead. JT Steiner, the catcher, at the plate. Steiner, a 2-run RBI single in the 3rd. Reached in the 1st as well. Pitch, runner goes, trying to steal 3rd. It's a hit and run all the way into center field. The catch is made. Throw to 2nd is just misplayed. So the runner gets back, but there are 2 down. It would have been an inning-ending double play, but could not be handled there by Hayworth.
And they had him dead to rights, just short hopped second base just a little bit.
Not enough on the throw from Scott either.
Yeah,
and the wind probably played a role in that too. Now a meeting on the mound. You'd think
I suspect this
Day's
meeting
not done yet for Prendergast.
Yeah, I suspect this meeting is all about making sure you pause, making sure you make that runner stop. He's gotten a couple of walking leads out there, just never made him stop. And when you get a lead like that, you may as well just keep going because no catcher is going to be able to throw you out with a jump like that.
Right. That's a good readjustment across the board. Meeting over. Roncalli will head back behind home plate. Bennett, who struck out and flied out in the first and third, steps back in. 2 outs here, top of the fifth. Runner on second for Cathedral. We're tied at 2. Prendergast deals. Low, 1-0.
You can see JJ being just a little more deliberate after that meeting.
Oh, but once again, Coach, as he gives a look over to Gargett, pitch is behind. A wild pitch and taking third successfully is Gargett. He rounds third and then trots back. But the wild pitch will put the Irish leading runner 90 feet away. And what I was going to lead into, Coach, was you can have all the meetings you want in terms of how you're adjusting things for the base runner, but in reality, Prendergast's main task is still trying to take care of Bennett. 2 outs here in the inning. 2-0. Upstairs 3-0. On the flip side, if you're going glass half full here, you'd be dealing with Patrick Mazer, who grounded out and struck out, currently on deck. You do have a place to put Bennett, if need be, as long as it's not another wild pitch in this 3-0 scenario. 3-0. Right down the middle. Throw over to third. Not in time. Diving back successfully was Gargett. But a great throw by Roncalli. Gargett, short lead, very short lead off third after a brief conversation, maybe miscommunication for him to get back. 3-1, swing and a miss, and we're full. Hero ball galore for Bennett with that swing.
Yeah, that was going to land on I-65. That was his intent on that one.
Full count, 2 outs, top of the fifth. Runner on third, tie game between Roncalli and Cathedral at 2 apiece. Prendergast deals, swing and a miss. Wow. Strike 3, gets out of it, and a yell towards the dugout as well. Strikeout number 8 for J.J. Prendergast, and the Royals once again get out of trouble.
Just an absolutely huge way to end that, to go down 3-0 and then to come all the way back and get the punch out. Man, that's gonna really pump things up there in the dugout.
No runs, 1 hit, and a man left for the Irish at the end of 4.5 innings of play. We're tied at 2 with the Royals up to bat on the Roncalli Media Network.
Meet Zach. Zach rides everywhere, day and night, rain or shine. At Indiana Members Credit Union, we know Zach. We know he's been saving up for a car. We're here to help Zach and you. Now get pre-approved for auto financing as low as 3.99% APR. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters. Rates subject to credit approval and valid on purchase of 2020 or newer vehicles. Learn more at imcu.com.
Hi folks, it's Ben Stallings with Beck Service Center. Automotive breakdowns and routine maintenance never come at a good time. Let us help take the stress out of your automotive repairs. With 10 mechanics and 32 bays, we can get you back up and running with minimal downtime. Quality parts, experienced mechanics, locally owned and operated since 1977. Located at the southeast corner of Madison and Edgewood, we are pretty darn good at fixing cars. Let's go Royals.
We go to the bottom of the fifth. Bree Shutley steps in. But that first pitch was a ball, I believe. Count 1-0. Pitch is Downstairs, 2-0. Shutley ground out his first time back in the second inning. Royals masterfully getting out of trouble in the top half of this inning. Pitch is right down Broadway, 2-1.
And this at-bat for Shutley is one where, you know what, we'll take you on base any way we can get you. Let's get you on base. Let's get back to the top of the lineup and see if we can do a little bit of damage from there.
2-1. Swung on and hit in the shortstop hole. Diving pick and a throw over in time.
Wow, great play.
By Gargett. Tracked that the whole way, backhanded it, and able to throw cross-body to get Shutley out. You can do nothing but tip the cap there.
Absolutely. And that's one of those plays where if he takes one extra step, if he gathers himself, he does anything, Shutley's going to be safe at first.
Yep.
So bravo to the young man at short.
Gargett with a next level type of throw there. You're right. You could have put too much heat on it and overshot it, and you're really in business. Dylan Henry back top of the order now. In there for a strike.
I suspect they'll be a little more careful with him this time around. They're probably not going to challenge him the way they did on that last at bat.
As Stryker alludes to, a homer to tie the game back in the third. Pitch. He was swinging for the fences again. That one fouled back in an 0-2 hole. Grounded out his first time. Then that homer in the third that tied things up.
To what I call softer pitches on the first two offerings.
Reeves 0-2 with one down. Hit in the air into right field foul territory. Giving chase was Bennett, but it'll make the seats.
I think he missed his spot there. That got an awful lot of the plate, and it was up pretty high. I think he wanted to go low and outside, and he missed the spot. It's kind of lucky that one didn't get driven out into right.
Count remains 0-2 as Henry steps back in. Reeves delivers. Outside, 1-2. Reeves shakes off 2. Now takes the pitch, but time called by Henry. Now Henry back in. Reeves ready to deal. 1-2. Got him, strike 3, looking. And there's 2 away.
Guess the corner's back.
Limited time only. Bring up Sam Rader. Sam struck out and reached with a double. Back in the first and third, respectively. Pitch well outside, 1-0.
And this is one of those spots in a game where, okay, you got 2 outs. You've gotten your first 2 guys. Nobody's gotten on base. But this would be a really, really good spot.
Pitch fouled back, 1-1.
Even if nothing really comes for it, for us to get a base runner or 2 as the inning goes. Even if we don't get any runs out of it, it gets you closer to being able to turn the lineup back over this late in the game. It's the 5th inning. You're only going to get a couple more shots at it. If you're just going by the numbers here, okay, you wouldn't get back to the top of the lineup again if we just kind of continue to go in order. So you really want to put a hit or a couple of walks together here.
Pitch is hit in the air and it'll drop into center field for a base hit. Rader thought about rounding for 2, but wisely decides to stay at first with a single. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, and that goes to our larger conversation we had to start the game, Coach. You've looked at these last 2 games back-to-back, albeit I know against the same opponent in Covenant Christian. You got production from the middle and bottom half of your order. You're hoping still, even though you're trying to set yourself up and stack the top, that you're able to get that same production, albeit against a better staff.
Absolutely.
It'll bring up Tanner Hudspeth. Fly out and walked. Throw over to first. Diving back is Rader.
And to your point, this is, going back to, the hey, you know what, you like to be aggressive at times. This is one where we want to make sure that we get this guy through this
pitch in the dirt. 1-0.
Get Tanner through his at bat. Let him see the pitches. Let let us maybe get to another hitter here. Don't get picked off at first. Don't get picked off trying to steal and take the bat out of his hand.
Short leadoff first for Raider. Pitch upstairs, 2-0. Patting the chest a bit, mouthing "my bad" was Reeves. Raider once again with the nice lead. Reeves glances over at him. Hudspeth awaits the 2-0. Pitch. Right down the middle, 2-1. We talk about the aggressiveness. Intriguing to see as he's trying to time up the pitching if Raider decides to take off. Reeves glances over, and he will throw over. Nearly got him.
Ooh.
And I think based on the timing of that, if he does not throw over, I think Raider's going. I think he had a brief hesitation when he went into the wind, and then he realized it was actually coming to first. Raider once again, nice lead.
And you know what? If I'm the coach at third and I had a steal on, after that reaction, I probably wait.
Throw over. He's
for
back
that exact reason. For that exact reason right there.
Yep.
You almost had him. You had him leaning. It's almost an automatic that you go back over there a second time.
But a third time? 2-1. Pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2. Well, now the base runner almost becomes a moot point right now, as Reeves right back in this count. Looking for a put-away pitch. 2-2, throw over. No real tag that time. Successfully picked out of the air by Bennett, just to keep him guessing.
I think he's about one throw over from the Boo Birds.
Pitch. Raider goes. It's a hit and run towards second. Scooping and throwing down low and picked well once again by Bennett from Sensabaugh. And the Irish are out of it. So the Royals leave one. Unable to produce any runs as we go to the top of the sixth in just a moment. Through 5 innings of play, Irish, Royals tied at 2 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
We go to the top of the sixth, still tied at 2 between Roncalli and Cathedral. With the coach, Chris Strykowski, I'm Jimmy Cook. JJ Pendergast back out there, 7, make it 8 strikeouts to his name as Patrick Mazer, the left fielder, steps in.
Grounded out to short, strikeout. See if we can't get him out one more time.
Initial offering upstairs, 1-0. We'd seen activity earlier in the Roncalli bullpen in the form of Luke Green. No activity there now. Plenty of it going on in Cathedral's bullpen in right field. 1-0 is hit in the air into center field. Coming on to make the play is Shutley, and there's one down.
And that's a really nice job there by Shutley because it was kind of an awkward hit. It kind of, because it hung up, it looked like it was maybe going to get driven a little bit, and it really didn't. So he was already playing in a little bit. He didn't have a false step backwards.
Right.
He came right after it and made what could have been a really tough hit into an easy play.
Bring up David Ayers. Pitch is upstairs at 1-0. Ayers struck out in the second and grounded out in the fourth. One of 8 Ks by Prendergast so far this evening. 1-0. Fouled back right at us at the screen. Thank goodness for the screen. That would have been dead to rights for me. You've been doing the rest of this broadcast yourself.
I'll go on record as saying I did not flinch.
I blinked, but there was no movement. So you take that for where it is.
So no 2 for flinching there. Okay.
1-1. Downstairs, 2-1. Two one. Hammered in the air to right field. Giving chase is Doherty. Correction, make that Scott who gets underneath it as it drifts back into right center. And there's 2 away. We'll bring up Xander Carnahan.
The right fielder, number 10, Xander Carnahan.
Struck out in the second and flied out back in the fourth. Prendergast delivers the offering, gets the corner 0-1. Oh, you mentioned it. The corner is back open for business.
It's back open.
It's limited time.
It's getting a little bit colder out there. A little easier to call that pitch that maybe, I don't know.
Going out of business sale, 0-1 is in the dirt, 1-1. It's like Gargett out there getting loose for Cathedral. Pitch fouled back, first base side off the netting, 1-2. Prendergast looking for strikeout number 9 of the night.
I'd be a little selective here, but I wouldn't go too far out. I'd keep it right around the plate.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9 for J.J. Prendergast, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Royals. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. The end of 5.5 innings of play. We're tied at 2. Royals up to bat on the Roncalli Media Network.
Sports fans, it's Mark Maloney with JC Bank. Whether tailgating or listening to the game at home, JC Bank invites you to BYOB. Be your own branch. Got a laptop with Wi-Fi or a smartphone? Well, BYOB 24/7 with JC Bank's online and mobile banking options. Hey, you can even apply for a mortgage online with JC Bank. And remember, we're happy to serve you at one of our local JC Bank offices too. And we'll be opening soon in Greenwood. Get in the game at jcbank.com/BYOB. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
New pitcher for the Irish. It's Patrick Mazer.
While others
started this game out in left field.
It's the announcement you've been waiting for. $1 popcorn, $1 hot dogs.
Mazer 0-0 on the season, but a 5.6 ERA in his 2 appearances. So he has given up some hits. He has given up some runs.
Now pitching Cathedral number 7.
Well, this is the, so to speak, for Cathedral pitching and Roncalli's offense. We're kind of in the end game as it stands. You got into their pen. Would have ideally liked to have done it a little bit earlier in a dream scenario if you're Coach Antone and company, but you're in there, bottom of the 6th. If you're lucky, push a run across here, and either decision time there at that point, let Prendergast close it out, or go to presumably Luke Green to close things out. But it all starts here now that the pen is activated on the Irish side. And we talked about where things are at within the lineup. It'll be Parker Doherty's right into this middle section. And again, even though you're wanting to balance your lineup the right way, there's been production up and down this lineup for the Royals this week alone.
Yes.
Initial offering to Doherty, swing and a miss, count 0-1.
Was kind of paying attention during warm-ups. A lot of off-speed stuff, a lot of soft stuff, okay? So we're going to likely see a little bit different.
Pitch upstairs.
A little bit
1-1.
different speed than what we saw out of the starters, so it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment. Hopefully Parker can see plenty of pitches and let the guys behind him get a sense of what they're going to see.
Doherty 1 for 2 on the day. Pitch inside, 2-1.
Where that?
Our friend Anthony Rizzo would have.
Yeah, he would have.
Mazer looks in, delivers a 2-1. Downstairs, 3-1. The inflection point there from me, I thought that for sure that one was going to get Doherty.
Yeah.
But it did not. He was able to just contort his body a bit. 3-1 to Doherty. Swung on, hit in the air into center field. Johnson underneath it to make the catch, and there's one away.
Just got under that just a little bit too much. He got a good pitch to hit.
For the Royals, the center fielder.
We'll bring in Hayden Scott, the center fielder. Walked in the second and a ground out in the third. This has been as tight of a game as you would expect between these two programs. Pitch is hit in the air into left field.
Not
giving
enough.
chase is Mazer to make the catch. Well, correction, it's not Mazer. That switch was made. And I'll beg your pardon to our broadcast team, but I can't make out the number out and left. But the catch was made, giving chase all the way from left to the left field line to end the inning. Or to give us 2 away, beg your pardon.
And the way that he hit that ball, with the way things have been carrying to left, I thought he had a chance, but man, it just died.
So now there's 2 down on the fly out. Pitch is inside in the dirt. That is Xander Carnahan out and left. They've moved things all over the place.
So he went from right to left then.
Their DH and Davies now at first, and Bennett is out in right. Pitch. Fouled back.
You know how I like all my quirky things. Had a quirky NHL thing. I know you're an NBA guy.
1-1. In there for
There's
a
that
strike,
soft
1 and
pitch.
2.
Quirky thing out of the NHL from a couple of nights ago. I'm watching, and in 2 separate games, you had goals scored after the puck hits a guy in the face.
Wow. Wow, and out.
And to have that happen once is weird. To have it happen twice is just crazy.
Same game?
Different games.
Pitch.
Even crazier.
In the dirt, 2 and 2.
Different games. One, the guy took about 12 stitches and then came back in the game because, well, he's a hockey player. That's how hockey players go.
Right.
But it hits off his face, and the guy for the New York Islanders just bats it out of midair like a baseball player, which is what made me think of the connection here.
Pitch, 2-2 to Prendergast. He goes upstairs to hit that one into the air to right field. Bennett calling for it underneath it to make the play and end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals. Flyouts in different parts of the outfield, but they are nevertheless down in order. And through 6 innings of play, we're tied at 2 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Veldhoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk Veldhoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk and Veldhoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655. A proud supporter of Roncalli High School, Indy Teledata provides IT solutions for businesses and organizations in central Indiana. For over 10 years, Steve Battiato and his team of professionals have provided comprehensive computing support, business telephone solutions, network infrastructure, and productivity suite integration. For a free evaluation of your technology needs, give Steve and his team a call at 317-231-5547 or visit us at indyteledata.com.
Top of the 7th inning here from LaPinta Field. New pitcher for the Royals, Luke Green, getting warmed up on the mound. Along with the coach, Chris Strykowski, I'm Jimmy Cook. We're tied at 2.
Lights are on and good and warmed up. Let's hope we can push a run across in the next half inning and not need them for a long time because the way this game has gone, it's been nip and tuck the whole way.
10 innings pitched for Green. 13 strikeouts on the season. Pitch. Fouled back, little sidearm action for Green. That delivery to Tommy Davey. Behind 0-1. Play sheet thing will never not throw me off. Pitch is downstairs, 1-1. We mentioned everybody of importance. The pitcher, the catcher, the infielders. Can't quite see if the outfielders have it as well, but
I know they did
quarterback sleeves.
I know they did the last game.
For your pitching game plan. Pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. Davey flied out in the second, walked in the fourth. Green deals 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Looks
like we've got a new arm up in the Royal bullpen.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Got behind Roselli. Going to have to throw to first for the punch out. And he does in time. And I'll tell you what, I hate to be the old man on the lawn because I've criticized you for this already tonight, but if Davey takes off and runs right away, that's a very, very tough play instead of his dejection for the strikeout.
Yeah, especially when you consider that Roselli got the ball and he kind of collected himself before firing it down to first, made it a little bit closer than what it even was.
Pitch swung on and missed by Sensabaugh.
Haven't been able to catch a number down there in the bullpen yet, have you?
I have not. 0-1. In there for a strike, 0-2. Looks like 18. Looks like it's Nico Amadeo. I think that same thing, by the way, every time. No one else knows what I'm talking about. But pitch. Strike 3 called. Down looking with Sensabaugh. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 7th.
A mighty wind blowing in from center field, shuffling our papers all around. Back to the top in Johnson.
Good for the Royals outfielders. Keep that in. Pitch. Just missed 1-0. Johnson struck out twice, walked once. (1-0). In there for a strike, 1-1. Green takes a brief glance over the dugout. Ready to deal. 1-1 to Johnson. Outside, 2-1. This is your precarious part of the order that you've highlighted a number of times, Striker. 2-1 is chopped at and popped into the air. First base side. Out of play. Count 2-2.
Would love nothing more than to record an out here and not let any other Irish batters come up. Push across a run in the bottom of the 7th, and we'll see you next year.
2-2 outside. And we're full. 3-2 here with 2 outs. Green takes a glance at the play sheet. Payoff pitch. Could not get him looking, just upstairs. And a runner is aboard with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th for the Irish with Caius Gargett up to the plate. He is 3 for 3 on the day.
And that's one of those, it's hard to argue that. It hasn't been a strike all game. Yeah, it's probably close enough that in a tight game you should probably get a call like that. But if it hasn't been called so far, no reason to think that it's going to be any different now.
Green delivers. Hit towards short. Stop made by Rader. Throw to second in time to end the inning. So the Irish strand one with Green flawlessly for the most part through the top half of the inning. Royals will look to win it in the bottom of the 7th on the Roncalli Media Network.
Never lose your drive to deliver. Today's logistics marketplace is an ever-changing landscape where you can make your mark through dedication and passion. At Spot, these characteristics, along with drive and teamwork, form the basis for a rewarding, fast-paced career. Take it from our Roncalli co-founder and our dynamic group of Royals alumni. They've never lost the entrepreneurial spirit that provides the foundation for our continued success. There's never been a time like this, and there has never been a partner like Spot. We're relentless. We are experts. We are accomplished, and like you, we will never lose our drive to deliver. Come find your spot at spotinc.com/careers. Go Royals!
Sports fans, it's Mark Maloney with JC Bank. Whether tailgating or listening to the game at home, JC Bank invites you to BYOB. Be your own branch. Got a laptop with Wi-Fi or a smartphone? Well, BYOB 24/7 with JC Bank's online and mobile banking options. Hey, you can even apply for a mortgage online with JC Bank. And remember, we're happy to serve you at one of our local JC Bank offices too. And we'll be opening soon in Greenwood. Get in the game at jcbank.com/BYOB. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
We head to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 2. The Cathedral Roncalli rivalry living up to the billing through 6.5. Royals hoping the latest chapter ends in walk-off fashion. That'll be 7, 8, and 9 up for Roncalli, starting with Maddox Hayworth.
Now, in our first broadcast, you called the walk-off. Are you calling it now? Is that what I just heard?
We can't speak. First rule of walk-offs. Can't outwardly speak about walk-offs.
What's the second rule?
1-0. In the dirt, 2-0.
A little more emphatically?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Just a little bit more oomph on it.
All right.
Well, that was a crazy night. That was a game-ending run rule grand slam. Foul back. Count 2-1 to Hayworth.
Tell he was really trying to put a charge in that. He took his head way off. He was looking at the 316 sign out there in left field. Well, he just barely got a piece of that.
Well, if you're the Royals, I get the need to want to send one home. Pitch is hit in the air over the third baseman's head. That'll drop for a base hit. And will be extra bases. Rounding after brief hesitation for Hayworth. He's sliding headfirst in for a leadoff double. And the Royals have the winning run in scoring position with no outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And what I was going to say, Stryker, was I get it. You want to be the hero. You want to have a walk-off just blast. But a walk-off is a walk-off all the same.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with a nice shot down the left field line.
And hey,
do it the old-fashioned way.
Maybe the best piece of that was the base running that he accomplished right there, because it was pretty clear that he had gotten over to it pretty quickly. It was gonna be a single, but he didn't take that for granted. He rounded hard. He was aggressive on it, and when he bobbled it, he was able to just keep right on going and not hesitate. If he hesitates, he's probably thrown out at second. Instead, he keeps going. He keeps his momentum going forward and winds up on second base.
We'll bring up Drew Nelson.
Now, do we go in the Wayback Machine and bunt him over, or do we play American League designated hitter? Everybody can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Well, infield's in now. His bunt is shown, and he pulls it back. Throw to second is not in time in a dangerous part of the base path. There was Michael Schaefer, but he's able to dive back And it's a ball in the dirt, so count 1-0. But that answered your question. Nelson at least showed bunt there to bring the infield in. Now he shows bunt again. Infield comes in. 1-0. Hit him.
Dead ball, yep.
So they'll send Schaefer back because it made contact with Nelson. Man, no, you're going to never take a base runner, but if you're a Royal, you almost wish it didn't hit him. It's a wild pitch behind the bag, and it puts Schaefer 90 feet away.
Right.
And now a meeting on the mound.
And the other piece of that, if you're in Cathedral shoes, that's not the end of the world.
It's going to be it for Mazer, by the way.
It's it sets up a double play. I mean, it gets you in a position where there's a guy on first, but that guy doesn't matter. The only thing that does is it helps your odds of potentially getting a double play and making that next batter even easier.
Rudy Shutley will await this pitching change. They're going to shuffle things around across the Cathedral board, and trotting out is
Sensible.
Well, Sensible, but he headed back. It was just a glove exchange at that point. Getting rid of the pitcher glove for different glove there for Mazer. So Mazer will leave, and as the huddle of Irish leave the mound, the only one left standing is Caius Gargett. He'll have his work cut out for him. We'll take a brief break while he warms up here in the top of the 7th inning. Tied at 2. Royals with runners on first and second here on the Roncalli Media Network.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Veldhoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk Veldhoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options. Truly part of your community. Lauk and Veldhoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
Meet Zach. Zach rides everywhere, day and night, rain or shine. At Indiana Members Credit Union, we know Zach. We know he's been saving up for a car. We're here to help Zach and you. Now get pre-approved for auto financing as low as 3.99% APR. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters. Rates subject to credit approval and valid on purchase of 2020 or newer vehicles. Learn more at imcu.com.
Bottom of the 7th inning here from LaPinta Field. Pitching change complete for Cathedral with 2 runners on and nobody out. As Rudy Shutley set to
number 17, Rudy Shutley.
Step into the box. Shutley, the sophomore.
Now, I'm old guy small ball, but I would absolutely have Rudy Shutley bunting the ball right here and try and get those guys to second and third.
Leads off first and second. Shutley shows bunt. Gargett delivers, trying to steal third. Throw is in time, well in time. Schaefer took off. Advancing to second is, well, they have a pinch runner out there. No, it's Nelson. Advancing to second is Nelson on that choice, but a successful throw out by Steiner, and the proceedings slightly changed for the Royals. Still have a runner in scoring position, though, it's second. And really shouldn't change much of the at-bat for Shutley. That was a ball in the dirt. Attempting to steal was Schaefer. Thrown out. Nelson cannot make the same mistake. 1-0. Swung on, hit in the air into right field.
Drop.
That will be a diving catch made in right field by the Irish. It's a diving effort by Carnahan, who's back there in right now. Him and Bennett make the switch from right field and first base.
The inning has completely changed.
Two outs. Pitch upstairs. Dylan Henry was the hero already tonight, tying the game. The last run of this game scored on his solo shot to left in the third. Just trying for a base hit here to score a run and win the game for the Royals. 2 outs. Pitch. Outside, 2-0. Despite the framing attempt there by Steiner.
And with somebody like Henry, this is where I go to that one pitch, one spot that I've kind of talked about a handful of times. One specific pitch and one specific spot, something you're going to drive, and everything else you just let it go.
Pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
And see, that was the kind of pitch, low inside. He's really not going to be able to do anything with that.
Well, Hayward thrown out. Schaefer, rather, thrown out, stealing third. Fly out by Shutley. Nelson still on second. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, tie game. Timeout called for Henry. Base hit in theory with Nelson putting on the Jets. Would score it for Roncalli. Diving effort by Carnahan for Cathedral to save this game. Royals still have an opportunity, though. 2-1. Pitch. Did not curve back. 3-1.
Now, knowing that he's already hit a home run, you know how careful do you want to be with him right here if you're Cathedral?
The better question: are you green lighting Henry?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
3-1. Fouled back.
And the reason that I would is simply because a walk doesn't help you.
Yeah.
A walk doesn't really do anything for you.
Sure.
I'd much rather have him put the ball in play somewhere.
The stakes have reached their peak.
Yeah.
Full count. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, tied at 2. Short lead off second by Nelson.
Coach Wirtz just brought up the idea that it force out at third as well.
Pitch. Grounded foul. Third base side and will stay full.
Mm-hmm.
Henry, a reminder, solo shot to left to tie the game back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A leadoff homer at that. Hoping for more heroics here. Nelson leads off second. 3-2. Grounded towards third and through for a base hit. Rounding third is Nelson. The throw at the plate is high, and the Royals win the ball game. Walk-off fashion. Answering the call, an RBI single for Dylan Henry, and the Royals defeat their rivals, the Cathedral Irish, 3-2 in walk-off fashion.
And you know what? The thing that I brought up is how careful are you with Henry? If you're the Irish, what do you do with him? You know what? If you intentionally walk him and you put him on first base, all of a sudden you've got a ground out there, you've got a potential out at third base, and you don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. So it's the strategy that comes up in games. You look back on it and you coulda, woulda, shoulda an awful lot when it comes to baseball. This will be one of those times where they're gonna kind of question what should they have done in that position.
Royals with a thrilling come from behind win. And Dylan Henry, the driver of this entire bus. He's got the big hat to show for it as well. His solo shot in the 3rd tied the game at 2, and a walk-off single here in the bottom of the 7th inning gives Roncalli their 12th win on the season. An extra sweet when it's over to the Cathedral Irish. We'll take a step out for a moment. Be back with the Indy Teledata postgame show to wrap things up and a conversation with a victorious head coach, Pat Antone. Again, your final, Roncalli defeats Cathedral, walk-off fashion, 3-2 your final. Indy Teledata postgame show is next on the Roncalli Media Network.
Steve's Flowers and Gifts is your family-owned Indianapolis and Greenwood florist. Our mission is to establish and maintain the highest level of floral value and customer service at comfortable consumer prices. For the best and freshest flowers in Indianapolis and surrounding areas, Steve's Flowers and Gifts has exactly what you're looking for. Check out our wide selection of flower arrangements to make your next occasion memorable. Call 317-787-3431 or visit us at 3150 East Thompson Road.
When looking for reliable HVAC professionals, look no further than Ane & Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Ane & Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Ane & Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Ane & Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Welcome back to La Pinta Field. Joyous vibes all around for your Roncalli Royals. They win in walk-off fashion over the Cathedral Irish. A walk-off single by Dylan Henry, scoring Drew Nelson. And we joked about it. Coach Cross is 3-0 now in his appearances in the press box. And then in terms of our games, they are walk-offs. It was a walk-off run rule. And it was a walk-off in reality, a walk-off in the bottom of the seventh in true fashion for 2 of our 3 broadcasts this year.
I guess we picked the right games, didn't we?
We did. Tip of the cap to our schedule makers. For
absolutely, sure. Absolutely. And realistically, when you're looking at conference games and then you're looking at a Cathedral game, man, it's hard to go wrong. Selecting those opponents in what they're going to bring to any given game. This Cathedral team is a very, very good team. And for us to be able to kind of persevere with them, to be able to hang with them, and to be able to ultimately battle back in the very last at bat and be able to push across that last run is a great job by the Royals in the offense. But you also throw in there the idea that you had first and second, and nobody out. Man, it looks like everything's going your way, and then. Man, next thing you know, you get a guy thrown out. You got, all of a sudden, it would be really, really easy to sit back and go, "Woe is me! Oh man, we didn't get it done," and they didn't do that. They kept in the fight, and they kept putting themselves in position to be successful.
Successful they were, victorious over the Cathedral Irish, 3-2 in walk-off fashion. The coach, Pat Anton, nice enough to take some time with us. Coach, you've been hammering this point home to us all year about every game is a championship. Treat each game no different than the other. But now the result's final, it's a walk-off. I got to ask, your first Roncalli Cathedral game as manager, walk-off win, it's got to feel pretty good.
Oh, it feels really good. But everyone feels good.
Sure.
I'll tell you that. No, but this one definitely is sweet, especially the fashion we did it. That's a very good team over there. They pitched it well. They played really good defense. They have some good hitters. No, it definitely feels good. Proud of our guys. They played a great game today.
Take us through the roller coaster aspect of that 7th inning. You have an opportunity in prime position with 2 on, nobody out. Wind up having a runner thrown out. You have a fly out as well. And then ultimately Dylan Henry and some solid base running by Drew Nelson able to win the day for you there in the 7th.
Well, they picked me up on that one a little bit. We were originally going to do a sack bunt down third base. When they brought in the submarine guy, figure he's going to be a little slower to the plate, and we can get a better jump and take that bag, especially with Schaefer at second, and then we still have a guy in scoring position if he does get thrown out. But didn't get a great jump and just didn't work out. But we were able to bounce back, and then Rudy Shutley comes up, has one that's looking like it's going to drop, and then their right fielder just makes an incredible play. But then they still one out left, right? Dylan Henry had an incredible day, hitting that home run to tie it up 2-2 in the 3rd inning, and then that big hit there at the end. I mean, that was big. And then Maddox Hayworth coming through with a big hit to get a not only on base with a leadoff hit, but a double. I mean, it was they did a great job.
And just going off of that, I felt like him turning that into a double was a big deal because of the quality base running that you saw there. Him taking an aggressive turnaround first, and not just kind of taking for granted that it was a single. One thing that I'd like to give you an opportunity to do here is brag about your pitching staff a little bit. If you look at this Cathedral team by the statistics, they're scoring nearly 9 runs a game. From 1 to 9 in their lineup, everybody hits 250 or better. This is a really, really good offensive team, and you managed to hold them to just 2 runs. Maybe talk a little bit about your staff, a little bit about JJ's effort tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that was the best game JJ's thrown all year. I feel like every game he's pitched, it's just gotten a little bit better, a little bit better, and a little bit better. His stuff, he has really good stuff, and the good thing for us, scary thing for other teams and other people is that he still has, like, a lot of room for growth. Like, he's going to get a lot better not only this year but like next year, and then when he goes and plays in college, like, he's a really good pitcher. I mean, he gave us exactly the start we needed today against a good team. He got the leadoff out. He got ahead in counts. He won the 1-1 count. He had big strikeouts with guys on base and in scoring position. I mean, he competed. He played extremely well, did a great job on the mound.
Okay, Coach, now I'll go back to your wheelhouse. You talked about it, 5 games, 5 days. So far, you guys are rolling. Matchup against Perry tomorrow night on the road. Obviously, you'll enjoy this one, but how do you guys refocus and recenter for that matchup tomorrow night against another rival, this time a Southside rival?
Yeah, no, we definitely got to enjoy this one tonight. But tomorrow morning, like, wake up, just another day, right? Like we've been doing all week, all year. Biggest game of the year because it's the one we have then. And Tanner Hudspeth's got the ball on the mound. So it's just, the goal and the hope is that, like, through this process, especially going through something like this with 5 games in 5 days throughout the week, where, enjoy it after the win, after you play well, but then the next day you got to be able to refocus, get right back at it, and find a way to win another ball game. But, that having that mindset and then having a routine and being able to go to that routine when you find yourself mentally, focusing on stuff that's not going to help you or get you prepared to play or whatever the case may be, but having something to go back to refocus yourself to get ready to play and win a game is, I'm hoping that this week I know we've gotten better at that this week and that it's helped us for sure.
Yeah, that leads to my next question. What's the biggest thing you've learned about this group over this daunting task that is 5 games in 5 days?
They're coachable. And they're tough. They're tough because I'm hard on them, and we've been in some tough spots in some games, but they have pulled through. They've been resilient, and they've accepted coaching, and they've gotten a lot better, not only individually but as a team as well. So they're coachable and they're tough.
And kind of playing off of that, you've kind of talked about this already. The 5 games in 5 days, and not just 5 games, but 5. Some really quality opponents, and that Covenant Christian, smaller school, but a quality opponent. These Cathedral Irish, we know they're going to be a 4A contender. They're a very, very good ball club. What do wins like this do for you as you head into the last month of the regular season? Few weeks?
It gives you confidence. Well, it does 2 things. Number one, it gives you confidence. Because that is, that's a good team. They're historically a good team and a good program. So, when you're in a ball game like that, whether we win or lose this one, obviously we're happy we won it. That was the goal. But it shows you that, we're in it. We are right there. We beat a good team. So we ourselves are a very good team, regardless of whatever rankings, preseason or anything. We don't care about any of that stuff. We are a good team, and somebody's going to be playing at Victory Field on June 16th. There's no reason it can't be us. So just that, number one. And then number 2, there are definitely a lot of things I took away from this game that we need to work on and improve on. And then we get through tomorrow, and then next week we're going to get right back at it and work on those things we need to address to continue to get better each week. So, yeah.
Coach, congratulations. Enjoy this one. I know you'll be back at it tomorrow, but
Thank you.
Always sweet to get a win over the Irish. And
it sure is.
Looking forward to continue to follow you guys along the rest of the way.
Thank you guys for the game tonight. Appreciate it.
Of course. Appreciate you. That's Coach Pat Antone. Nice enough to take some time with us. Schreiger, some final thoughts, and as good as advertised, as thrilling of a game as you could have asked for when these 2 programs meet, and obviously a little extra special that Roncalli's on the winning side of things.
Absolutely. It's always good to beat the Irish. Coming from somebody who I will admit did go there. Okay, I did spend 4 years there. I did graduate from there, but you know what? I've been at Roncalli for 23 years now, so there's a lot of allegiance on this side.
Sure.
I've always said that as an alumnus of the school up on the hill, I will root for them all the time as long as they're not playing the Roncalli Royals. Anytime they do, we want to beat them, and we were able to do that tonight.
Well, coming up next for the Roncalli Media Network, one of the men inside this clubhouse, very excited about this one. The Mayor's Cup on the line tomorrow as we head back for some lacrosse action. Roncalli versus Southport, biggest game of the year. We'll have that one for you tomorrow right here on the Roncalli Media Network. That is a 7 o'clock start time.
7:30.
7:30 start time. So we'll have that one for you. Obviously, hope you go out and support the Royals at Bob Tully Field. We'll have that one for you right here on the Roncalli Media Network. Looking forward to bringing you the action tomorrow night. The executive directors of the Roncalli Media Network are Therese Carson and Aaron Hummel. Our video operations director, AJ Ablong, and his student team doing a picturesque job tonight, guiding us throughout this broadcast. My partner tonight, the coach, Chris Strykowski. Coach, always good to have you along. Looking forward to hoping having a couple more as the season unfolds. It's been fun.
That would be great to be able to get a few more of these scheduled. Everybody go to Roar on Saturday night. It's going to be a great time. Share those videos out there. Have some fun with it.
And for our entire staff and crew, I'm Jimmy Cook. Again, our final in this one, the latest chapter of the rivalry between Roncalli and Cathedral, belongs to the Royals. They beat the Irish on a walk-off single from Dylan Henry, 3-2. And until we talk to you tomorrow night from Bob Tully Field, so long, everybody.
Be 24